This changes everything for the Dallas Cowboys. The most promising running back that we've seen in some time wants to play for them, and he wants to get drafted by the Dallas Cowboys. One of the college standouts has said this publicly, and it's got Cowboy fans fired up. So we'll break that down and much more on this episode of Cowboys Digest. Welcome in, everybody, to Cowboys Digest. I'm your host, Peter Vryonis, and today we're going to be breaking down one of the more exciting college players who recently said that he wants to be drafted by the Dallas Cowboys, and he's been putting on an absolute show. The running back from Boise State, Ashton Jeanty, who is one of the Heisman favorites at this point of the college season, wants to play for the Cowboys, wants to be a Cowboy, and Cowboy fans are really excited about the possibility of that happening. But before we get into the video, I want to let you know that 85% of you watching these are not subbed to the channel. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It'd mean the world to me. And let's get straight into the video right here. Let's not waste any time. Ashton Jeanty says he wants to be drafted by the Dallas Cowboys. My family's all in Texas. All of the connections, all of the relationships. I just feel that it would that would be the perfect city to play in. And this is what he had to say about what makes him so aggressive and such a special running back, to put it in better terms. You try to come tackle me high, I'll run you over. You try to make a weak tackle, I'll stiff arm you. If you go low, I'll jump over you. The world is mine on the field. And this was a sit-down that he had with Kicking It with D. It was really cool. Should go ahead and check it out if you haven't already. But Ashton Jeanty is one of the most exciting college players that I have ever seen. And I understand that he plays in not too great of a conference, the Mountain West. It could be against much better competition, but I'll show you later on in the video that he can do this against anybody, and that his O-line, which is something that I wanted to get to here, which I do not have the screenshot of, but PFF College started tracking missed tackles forced in 2014. Boise State junior running back Ashton Jeanty has already cracked the single-season top 10. Reminder, he's only played 9 games. Jeanty could pass former Texas standout Bijan Robinson's record this weekend. He's currently on pace for about 144 missed tackles forced this season, which would obviously match the all-time mark, which is about 105, I believe. So it just puts it into perspective how special this guy is. And the thing about Jeanty is that none of his offensive linemen at Boise State are going to get drafted, which shows you that he can do all of this work without a elite O-line. And just take a look at his numbers right here. These are the last 4 games. This would be a good season for a lot of guys in the NFL. This is his last 4 games. 139 total touches, 777 scrimmage yards, 8 total touchdowns. Now, if you were to bet on Ashton Jeanty to score a touchdown in a given football game, you would have to bet a significant amount of money just to make $100. Like, he is a lock to score a touchdown pretty much every week. It doesn't matter who he's playing against. Even you could say the same about 2 touchdowns. He gets that amount of volume in the backfield, and he is that productive with each and every run that he breaks off. And if you're wondering, oh, he only does this against bad teams, he only plays against garbage competition, it's not true, because he played against number 1 ranked Oregon in week 2 of the college football season. And then you see his stats right there. 25 rushing attempts, 192 yards on the ground, 7.68 yards per carry. Elite. His long of 70 and 3 touchdowns against the best team in the nation. Now, I don't know whether or not you want to include Ohio State or other teams in there, but I think Oregon has showed that they're the best team in college football this year, at least the most consistent. And the fact that Ashton Jeanty, a guy who plays in the Mountain West Conference, does this against a team like Oregon, it just shows you that he's special and that there's truly no limit to how good he can be at the NFL level. So I'm really excited about the possibility of him joining the Dallas Cowboys. I've been looking at some mock drafts right now. The Cowboys are 11th, and a lot of the mock drafts have them selecting Jeanty at that number 11 slot. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that he can go ahead and get selected by the Cowboys. But some are arguing that their biggest need is the wide receiver position because Rico Dowdle has been pretty solid out of the backfield. Despite some lack of volume, you could say, he's been really solid and actually been the highest rated player, according to Pro Football Focus, on the Dallas Cowboys this season, which is not saying much because apart from DeMarvion Overshown on the defensive side of the ball, apart from CeeDee Lamb in the wide receiver room, there hasn't been much to speak of in terms of success and positivity from the Cowboys. But Ashton Jeanty joining that backfield and being the primary back, I mean, it's making Dallas Cowboy fans kind of drool at the possibility of that happening. And we saw how electric Zeke Elliott was when he first came out of college. That's the kind of back that he is, and even better, I would say. He can catch passes. He can block really well as well in the backfield. Like, he does it all back there. And the fact that he said this, unless you get a top 5 pick if you're the Dallas Cowboys, I think you have to pick Jeanty. I really do. And the Cowboys are trending in the direction of getting a top 5 pick, which could make this tricky because you don't want to take a running back with the number 5 pick, especially when you have other players on the board that are playing more premium positions and that could help you out in areas of need that are more pressing, in my opinion. As I said, I'm a fan of Rico Dowdle. I like what he brings to the table, and I don't think he's anywhere near the biggest issue on the Dallas Cowboys. I actually think he's part of the solution going forward. He's explosive, he can catch passes, and he's shown the ability to break off a big run every now and then. They just don't use him enough. And that is the main issue at hand. They do not use Rico Dowdle enough. Now, if Ashton Jeanty comes in, you have no choice but to use him. But will the Dallas Cowboys adjust their offense in order to get the most out of this promising rookie? He's drawing comparisons to Barry Sanders, and he is touted as the next Barry Sanders, as a guy who's going to run over you in this league for a very long time. So let me know in the comments down below what you think. Do you want the Dallas Cowboys to target Ashton Jeanty in this draft? And if not, who would you rather see them take? Is it going to be the wide receiver from Arizona? His name is evading me right now. Is it going to be Travis Hunter at the top of the draft? Shedeur Sanders, like Stephen A. Smith was saying? I truly don't know which direction the Cowboys are going to go in this draft, but it's going to be interesting to follow, and I'll keep you guys updated on every step of the way, every piece of news that comes out. So make sure to hit that subscribe button because we're close to my goal of 3,000 subscribers. And let me know in the comments down below, who do you want the Cowboys to select in the first round of this draft? And give me sort of your mock draft of the first round. And I will see you all tomorrow. Go Cowboys.